Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Sitaya Pataye Namaha. We are in Ayodhyakand, chapter 5, the going away of Ram to exile on the instructions of his father, King Dasharatha. Sri Mahadev, he is telling the story to Parvati ji. Why? Because she wondered, who is my husband looking at with closed eyes so intently when me, such a beautiful one, is standing in front of him and he doesn't open his eyes? Why? And therefore, Ramchandraji's story is being narrated by Sri Mahadev as to he is his Ishta, he is his heart, he is his soul, he is his essence. And here Sri Mahadev ji says, Ayantam nagara drushtva marge ramam sajanakim Laxmanena samam vikshya Uchu sarve parasparam Kaikaiya varadanadi Shrutva dukkha samavrutaha Bata raja dasharatha Satyasandham priyam sutam Stri hetoratya jatkami Tasya satyavata kutaha Kaikeyi va katham dushta Ramam satyam priyankaram. Lord Shiva, Lord Mahadev, he is telling Parvati, watching Sri Ram coming down the road along with Janki and Laxman, Janki ji, Sita ji, and having heard about the episode of Kaikeyi's boon, all the denizens of the city became extremely exasperated, sorrowful and agitated. They said to each other, Alas, King Dasharatha was so enamored by a woman and was under the spell of lust that he had abandoned his most dear and truthfully righteous son Sri Ram. How can he, the King Dasharath, be called righteous and truthful? And that wicked Kaikeyi, how come she gave forest exile to Sri Ram, who is most truthful and affectionately benevolent towards all? How can the name of the Lord go away from the tip of my tongue? How come other thoughts are coming and troubling me? What is that? How can this desire, how can this attachment, how can the desire for the world hijack my attachment to Lord Ram? This is our story. Ramchandraji has been exiled, and as he is on his way out to the forest, all the people of the city, meaning all the thoughts in our mind, has the thought of the Lord whom we have been taking, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. We are taking it continuously. Sometimes it is wonderful, and just when we feel that we are going to merge into him, that we are going to be one with him, that we are going to be absorbed in him. At that very moment, some thought comes and hijacks us. This is one way of looking at it. Please put your audios off. Some people have their audios on. Please put your audio off. So, as the name of the Lord is becoming intense in our bosom, as the name of the Lord, along with Janki and Laxman, the energy, the Shakti and the Purusha principle, as they are all becoming one and they are going into the forest, is Vairagya. And at that time, the feeling of loss comes. Why I am feeling like this? Why I am not interested in the world? Why I am not doing what I used to do normally? All these type of thoughts are similar to this incident where Ram, Lakshman and Sita are under the diktat of the boons, have been told to go to the forest. How can King Dashrath see whatever Lakshmanji spoke about his father and his mother, stepmother Kaikai, same thing the people are also thinking. Is it right? We already heard what was Sri Ram's attitude towards all that, and that is not right. And in this way, people are saying that King Dashrath, under the desire for that young woman, has given into the demands of that woman, and how can he be a righteous? See, thousands of years, he lived for 10,000 years. Excuse me. He lived for 10,000 years. After so many years of righteous rule, now that Ramchandraji, who is even more righteous than him, is being sent away to the forest, at a drop of a hat, the entire citizenry of the country is bad-mouthing the king. One, and no fault of his, but that is their perception of his. This is what happens to us also. हमने इतना अच्छा किया, हमने इतनी सेवा की, हमने इतना ये किया, वो किया, and what do I get in return? Get out of the house. What do I get in return? Go to the ashram. No. Do not take life for granted. Ever be prepared like Sri Ram. Vivasayamasa katham krura karmati moodadhihi he jananatra vakstavyam gacchhamodhyaiva kananam yatra ramasa bharyascha sanujo gantumicchati pashyantu janakim sarve padacharena gacchatim. Vivasayamasa katham kruram arti moodadhihi kruram. Why has she become so cruel, pervert and mentally depraved? Moodadhihi, doesn't know what is right and wrong, so deluded. Ati moodadhi is even extreme, pervertedly behaving. He jananatra stavyam gachamodhyaiva kananam. O companion, O Jana, we must not stay here any longer. Rather, we shall also go to the forest today, where Sri Ram wishes to go with his wife and his younger brother, Just have a look. Sita is walking on foot today. Yatra Rama sabharyascha sanujo gantumichhati pashyantu janakim sarve padacharena gacchatim. If you have read the Ramayana, all the citizens of the people of the Ayodhya who loved Ram and Sita so much, they also decided to give up Ayodhya and go after Sri Ram to the forest. And they did follow. When Ramchandraji, according to Tulsidas ji's story, when Ramchandraji went and stayed at Guha's place for the night, all the people were there. And before anyone got up, Ramchandraji, Sita and Laxman got up, crossed the river and vanished. And these people continued to cry. So, are we ready to let go of everything and go after the Lord? See? Are we ready to give up the negativities in the mind? Are we ready to follow on the footsteps of Ram, Sita and Laxman and not follow the footsteps of the ego, the footsteps of our desire, footsteps of perverted desires? See? So, peace is only there where Sri Ram is. Victory is only there where Sri Ram is. Tranquility is only there where Sri Ram, Sita, Laxman are. Courage is only there where Ram, Sita, Laxman are. Choose wisely. Pashyantu Janaki sarve padacharena gacchatim. Oh, friends, look. Sita ji is walking bare feet. That Sita who has never touched the ground, even though born from the earth, but never touched the earth, always floating on silken shoes or, floating through air. That Sita is walking bare feet on the earth. Pumbhi kadachid drushtva va janaki loka sundari sapi padena gacchanti janasangeshvanavruta ramopi padacharena gajashvadhi vivarjitaha gacchati drakshyatha vibhum sarvalokaika sundaram Rakshasi Kaikeyi Namni Jata Sarva Vinashini Ramasyapi Bhave Dukkham Sitaya Padayanataha. Alas, that Janki Sita, who is the most beautiful in the three lokas, that is in the entire world, and who has rarely, if ever, seen by a male earlier, is walking in front of the crowd without any veil on her face. Pumbhi kadachit drushtva va janaki loka sundari sapi padena gacchanti janasangheshu anavruta. Uncovered, bearing her face, walking bare feet, not behind Sri Ram, ahead of Sri Ram, because that was her commitment. I will walk in front of you and make the way. Look at Sri Ram also. Ramopi padacharena gajashvadhi vivarjitaha gacchati drakshyatha vibhum sarvalokaika sundaram. Look at Sri Ram, who is the most charming and beautiful in all worlds. He is also walking on foot today without any accompanying royal paraphernalia such as horses and elephants. All the bhava, all the emotion of losing Sri Ram, of not seeing him on a daily basis for next 14 years. All that is welling up in this type of language from them. Rakshasi Kaikeyi Namni Jata Sarva Vinashini Ramasyapi Bhavet Dukkham Sitaya Padayanatha. Rakshasi Kaikeyi. Rakshasi Kaikeyi, the demon Kaikeyi, is who is in the guise of a princess or the queen who has taken birth to kill all of us, bring misfortune on all of us, bring pain and grief on and misery on all of us by sending Sri Ram and Sita Laxman away to the forest. This is what is being said there. Ramasyapi bhavet dukkham sitaya padayanatah. And all of us, brothers, even Sri Ram must be feeling greatly sorrowful and anguished by seeing weak Sita ji walking on foot on the road in front of the crowd. If Sita ji is feeling the pain, they don't know, but they are the royals. She is the greatest. He is the greatest. How do they know he is the greatest and she is the greatest? By their conduct in life. Not because someone said so. Because of their conduct in life. See? By their acharan. Manasa vacha kaya. Acharan is what you think, is what you speak, is what you act in life. If the mind is integrated, then the speech will be reciprocating what thoughts, integrated thoughts are there, the divine thoughts are there, the cultured thoughts are there. The speech will reflect that, and actions will also reflect those convictions, those ideas, those samskars. You see? And thus they are pained to see their beloved ones walking bare feet on the way to the forest. Balavan vidhir revatra pumpriyatno hi durbalaha iti dukkha kule vrunde sadhunam muni pungavaha अब्रवीद वामदेवोऽथ साधूनां संघमध्यगः मानुषोऽचथ रामं वा सीतां वा वच्मि तत्त्वतः. But what can be done in this happening? We are helpless. Pum prayatno hi durbala. Pum means people. We people. Here, we is not added, we are adding. The people, he durbala, pratno. All our efforts, all our being's efforts are durbal. They are very weak in front of what is taking place. He is not listening to us. Sita is not listening to us. Laxman is not listening to us. They are adig. They are unshaken in their resolve to follow out the dictates of their mother and father. And we are helpless in front of them. And therefore, in this happening, we are helpless because destiny is very powerful and cruel. A man's efforts are totally ineffectual or in vain against it. This is the way they are trying to make their mind understand कि यार अपने हाथ में नहीं है. It is the play of the destiny what to do. We have to accept, because this is beyond our means, this is beyond our thinking, this is beyond our collective efforts, meaning the efforts of all the citizens of Ayodhya. It is beyond the efforts of all the citizens all the ministers and Sumantra and everyone. Nobody can stop this from happening. And when such good people are suffering, it must be an act, the destiny must be playing out. When we don't understand anything in life, why this is happening to us, why the even if we have not done anything wrong, if we have not done anything been corrupt, if we have never wished anything bad to anyone, and we have, in general, we have led a meritorious life, then why bad events happen in our life? And when we can't find a reason, we must leave it to the God's will. We must say it is due to the destiny. This way, we do not blame anyone or any person. Here, initially they blamed the king and the queen, Kaikai, and now when it comes to their inability to stop Ram, Laxman and Sita from leaving for the forest, they come to the conclusion, because all their efforts are in vain. So eventually they come, first they blamed, now they come to a conclusion, it must be destiny. This we must also do. Instead of blaming other people, accept the good fortunes and misfortunes of our life as the play of the destiny. If you can do something about it, do. And we must work towards undoing it. But sometimes things are way out of our control, and at that time, instead of blaming the world, instead of blaming the relatives, instead of blaming yourself, important thing is to keep the mind calm. How do you do it? Take full responsibility. Destiny. Or say it's the Lord's will. So be it. Accept it and move on. And find out what can be done. Okay, these are the circumstances. Now what can be done? I can't change it. It is like this. If the eye is gone, it's gone. Now what do? Do I complain my eye is gone for the rest of my life, or I accept it and learn to function with the rest of the senses that are still available? If one leg is amputated, do I cry for the whole life, or enhance the capacity of the other limbs and continue to live an inspired life? See, so many people are there. You know that Paralympics, one of the Australians, he was the tennis player. For so many years, he was always coming first. There's another person who's got no body below, in some accident. Below the hips, nothing. He's such a great speaker. He tells his story he's a motivational speaker. Goes all around the world. Drives a car. He's not dependent on anyone. Very healthy on the top, but no legs at the bottom. And living a life of fulfillment by inspiring others that don't give up. There's so much more than two legs in life. And we can't even live without our bed or without our cushion. Think. But what can be done in this happening? We are helpless because the destiny is very powerful and cruel. A man's efforts are totally ineffectual or in vain against it. Seeing the community of sadhus, saintly, wise, noble-hearted, righteous people in such mental agony. So who are these people? Not only the common folks, but also the sadhus. Or we can put it in this way, in a city called Ayodhya, there can be nobody but sadhus living. Ayodhya, that city of non-violence. Every person has to be a sadhu. and all those righteous people in such mental agony, distress and agitated, sage Vamdev, that is Lord Shiva or a sage of Vedic period with the same name, said to be the incarnate of Shiva, came to them and consoled them. I shall make you aware of the reality. You should not worry about Sri Ram and Sita. Abravid Vamadev, he is the Lord Shiva himself, or he is the one of the saints by the name of Lord Vamadev. Sadhunan Sanghamadhyaga, he went in the middle of all of them. Ma anushochath Ramam va Sita va vachmi tatvatah. Ma means don't worry about or overthink about Sri Ram as well as Sita ji. I'll tell you what the truth is. एष राम परो विष्णुः आदिनारायणः स्मृतः एषा सा जानकी लक्ष्मीः योगमायेति विश्रुता असौ शेषस्तमन्वेति लक्ष्मणाख्यश्च साम्प्रतम् एष माया गुणैर्युक्तः तत्तदाकारवानिव. He is telling the truth. Now go back to the first chapter, what Sita ji is talking about Sri Ram. Read it, listen to it again. Esha Rama Paro Vishnuhu Adinarayana Smrutaha. This Ram is not an ordinary person, you folks of Ayodhya, but he is the eternal Lord Vishnu himself. Vishnu Adi Narayana Smritaha. And this Janaki Sita is the Lakshmi, who is the famed Yoga Maya, the supreme power delusion, the supreme cosmic infinite creative energy of the Lord, which can be harnessed by the meditative process called yoga. Hence she is called Yoga Maya. Esha Ramo Paro Vishnuhu. This Ram is none other than the Vishnu himself, or by another name he is remembered as Adi Narayan, means eternal Narayan, means birthless Narayan, the eternal one. Esha sa Janaki Lakshmi. And who is this Sita ji? Sita ji, Esha. Sita ji is Janaki, she is the Lakshmi. This Janaki, she is Lakshmi. And who is she? She is the Yoga Maya. So it is heard, Vishruta. Yoga Maya is the unmanifest form of the goddess. Okay. She is the empirical power before manifestation. Asauroshastamannveti. And what is the relationship between Ram and Sita ji? What is the relationship between Narayan and Lakshmi? Read the first chapter. Not first chapter of Ayodhyakand, first chapter of Balakand. Asau shoshastamannveti lakshmanakhyascha sampratam esha maya gunair tat tadaakaravaniva. Presently the one who follows him in the person of Lakshmi is none other than the legendary Sheshanath or Sheshnag, the supreme cosmic soul, Purushottam, accompanied by his delusory power, appear to have various forms having different attributes. In one line, our Vamadev ji bhanda phod diya, meaning he revealed the truth of Ram, Sita, Laxman. Ram, he is the Purushottama. Sita ji, she is the Yogamaya. Laxman ji is the life breath of the entire. That is the Sheshnag. And when these three come together, at that time, Lakshmi ji, the Yogamaya, by her Shakti, makes the entire world of names and forms appear by her delusionary powers. And in this way, uh, the Vamdevji Maharaj tells, then he says, Esha eva rajo yukto brahma bhud vishwa bhavana satva vishtastatha vishnu स्त्री जगत प्रतिपालकः एष रुद्रस्तामसोऽन्ते जगत प्रलय कारणम् एष मत्स्य पुरा भूत्वा भक्तं वैवस्वतं मनुं नाव्यारोप्य लयस्यान्ते पालयामास राघवः समुद्रमथने पूर्वं मन्दरे सुतलं गते. Endowed with the second quality of Raj, the desire to produce and enjoy, he has become the creator Brahma, while being richer in the first quality of Sat, the truth, compassion, detachment, equanimity, he is Lord Vishnu. So, is the same person. You are the same person with the quality of nourishing, you are the father, with the quality of being dutiful, you are the son. With the quality of being a chauffeur, you are the father. And so all these qualities are you only. But each quality is giving you a different name. Similarly, here it is told that one Purushottam with the quality of Rajas dynamism. And what is that dynamism? The dynamism is activity, creative dynamism. It is not destructive. And with that dynamism, he desires to produce and enjoy. How does he produce and enjoy? With the help of Maya Shakti. And when he does that, that same Narayana, that same Purushottam is called as Brahmaji when he desires. And when he is with the quality of Sat, the truth, compassion, detachment, equanimity, when these qualities are expressing through him, not the Rajasic quality, but the Sattvic qualities, he is called as Vishnu. So Brahmaji is a representation of Rajas Shakti. Vishnu is the representation of Sattvic Shakti. And lastly, and Vishnu, who is the protector and sustainer of the three worlds, Bhurbuha Swaha, Esha Matsya Pura Bhutva Bhaktam Vaivaswatam Manum. At the end of Kalpa, Kalpa is what? What is Kalpa? Kalpa is a period of time. 14 Kalpas make one day of Brahmaji. 7 Kalpas is the day, 7 Kalpas long is his night. Each Kalpa is equal to 72 or 74 cycles of Chaturyugas. So at the end of a Kalpa, a mythological long period of time, he takes the help of the third base quality of Tam, ignorance, darkness, gloom, perversion, turpitude, and annihilates the world in the form of Rudra, a form of Shiva. So that same Purushottam, when the expiry date of everything is coming as a destructive principle, he takes the quality of expresses through the quality of the destructive principle, through the quality of tamas, and brings everything that has come into creation, which was brought out by Purushottam in the form of Brahma, was maintained by the Purushottam in the form of Vishnu, now is destroyed by the Purushottam in the form of Shiva or Rudra or whatever. So what happens at the end of Kalpa? At the end of Kalpa, what happens? At the end of Kalpa, even Brahmaji goes to sleep. And here it is told, what? Annihilates the world in the form of the Rudra, a form of Shiva. In an earlier time, the same person, Raghav Sri Ram, had taken the form of a large fish. So here it was told, Esha Matsya Pura Bhutva Bhaktam Vaivasvatam Manum. He had taken the form of the Matsya avatar and saved his devotee Vaivasvat Manu from drowning at the time of the doom, at the time of Pralaya, the deluge. At the time of the legendary churning of the ocean, when Mount Mandarachal had begun sinking to the world, he had taken the form of the Kashyap, not Kashyap, Kachap, in the form of a tortoise to support the mountain. He himself took the form of the Mandarachal mountain, and when it was sinking and the gods prayed, he took the form of tortoise to support the mountain on his back. Navyaropya layasyante palayamasa raghavah samudramathane purvam mandare sutalam gate. Samudramathane purvam, and at that time, before the churning of the ocean, he had taken the Mandare is Mandarachal, and he took the form of the Mandarachal, and what happened to Mandarachal? When they started churning it, now it's such a huge mountain, it's heavy, so Sutalam Gate, it started going into the nether world, it started sinking in the ocean, the Milky Ocean. And at that time, Adharayat Swaprushte Drim Kurma Rupi Raghutamaha Mahirasatalam Yata Pralaye Sukaro Bhavata Tolayamasa Dhanshtragre Tam Kshenim Raghunandanaha Narasimham Vapuh Krutva Prahladavarada Trailokya Kantakam Rakshaha Patayamasa Tannakaihi Putra Rajyam Hrutam Društva Yaditya Yachita Pura. It was then that the best one in the Raghu's clan, Sri Ram, had assumed the form of a tortoise and had borne it on his back. So for Shivji, Ram is everything. You call anyone Purushottam, that is Sri Ram. You call it Maryada Purushottam, that is Sri Ram. You call him Narayan, it is Sri Ram. You call him Krishna, it is Sri Ram. You call him Matsya, it is Sri Ram. Because he is in love with Ram. He is devoted to Ram. So he sees here that Sri Ram alone had assumed the form of the tortoise and borne the Mandarachal on his back. Then same thing during the period of the great deluge, when the earth had been submerged, Mahirasatalam Yata Pralaya Sukaro Bhavata. In one of the cycles of creation, at the time of great deluge, so in one deluge, he took the form of a Matsya avatar. In another deluge, when the earth was getting submerged in the water, in the milky waters, he took the form of the boar and he brought her out and saved her and salvaged the earth on his snout. Tolayamas Dhanshtragre Tam Kshonim Raghunandanaha. That same Ram, in the form of the boar, he brought the earth, kept the earth on his two tuskers, on his snout, and brought her out. At that time, who was trying to, who had stolen away the earth, or who was trying to not allow the earth to come back to her normal place? It was Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu's brother. And in that cycle, in that avatar of the boar, Varaha avatar, the Hiranyaksha was killed and earth was restored back to her original position, so that the life can continue after the pralaya. The life can continue. Why did he allow that in the first place? It happens. Nothing. Why does the breath, the heartbeat go up and down, up and down? Why does it not go in the straight line? No, I want everything straight, up and down, up and down, up and down. It's too much. I want breathing only straight. No inside, outside, inside, outside. Try and come back and tell us what happens. Huh? And similarly, Narasimham vapukritva prallada varada pura Trailokya kantakam rakshaha patayamasa tannakhaihi. And similarly, that same Sri Ram, the Purushottama, had assumed the form of the Narasimha Bhagwan, the half man, half lion, and given a boon to protect Prahlad and to bless Prahlad. And how did he do that? By Trailokya Kantakam Rakshaha Patayamasa Tannakai, by tearing the Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyakshi's younger brother, and Prahlad's father, Hiranyakashipu, who was a thorn-like demon for the three worlds, with his nails, because it was this, just now Narasimha Jayanti went by 2 days ago, and it was this Hiranyakashipu who had, Hiranyakashipu is nothing but ego, the ego which is Hiranya, it is object-oriented, glitter-oriented, not self-oriented, glitter-oriented. And what is glitter? Oh, everything in this world is glittery only. Woman is very beautiful. The children are very wonderful. This sofa is so nice. This cloth which I am wearing, what a feeling, Glitter in the larger sense means all this. Everything that pleases the eye, the senses and the mind. And he had amassed such strength and power that he became the master of the three worlds. And even though the people throughout the worlds, there was the glory of Lord Vishnu, but he says, I have not seen Vishnu. I am giving you everything. I am giving you wealth. You are living on my land. I am the master of the land. I am giving you food. I am giving you wealth. I am allowing you to do the business. And he made all the temples devoid of the statue of Narayan, and he placed his golden statue there everywhere. And people had to say, Om Hiranyakashyapaya Namaha. Like we say, Om Egoaya Namaha. How do we say? I am seeing Namaha, I am hearing Namaha, I am talking Namaha, I am understanding Namaha, I am not understanding Namaha, I am Satvik Namaha, I am Kailash returned Namaha. The one who keeps saying like this, Hiranyakashipu. And this Hiranyakashipu, who had never seen Lord Vishnu, but he has heard, he has studied the scriptures, he has heard about him, he has studied Narayana Suktam, he must have changed it to Hiranyakashipu Suktam. He must have studied Vishnu Suktam, Narayana Upanishad. He must have rewritten as Hiranyakashipu Upanishad. See, you get so many people rewriting Ramayana, rewriting Mahabharata in their own imagination, not accepting what is given and delving deep into it to see what truths are revealed there. No, they want to write. No, I am a woman lib. I want to see what was the Sita's attitude towards the whole thing. And Sita must fight for her womanhood. Why was she made to walk on the fire after when she was absolutely pure? This is male chauvinism. This is their commentary. Is that what Ramayana is telling? Are baap, are baap. So they want to put forth their shortcomings and their unresolved views of life and superimpose it on Ram, Laxman, Sita, or Krishna and this, and become bestsellers. So many of them are doing it nowadays. And we read it also. But what was the purpose for which Ramayana was written? Was it written to think in this manner, or was it written to accept it and understand it the way our Adhyatma Ramayana is bringing the truth out for us? So this Narsimha Bhagwan gave a boon to his devotee Prahlad and had killed his Hiranyakashipu. And what had Hiranyakashipu asked? He had done a lot of tapasya. And in that tapasya, he had asked our Brahmaji, what? I should not be killed inside, outside, up or down, in day or night, by man or animal, by weapons or missiles, astra or shastra. And Brahmaji is the same Purushottam. Tathastu. Then he again took the form, that same Purushottam took the form of Narsimha Bhagwan. First he gives the boon, then he finds a solution. This is creativity. It's the divine play that is going on. Hiranyakashipu also he is, and Narsimha Bhagwan also he is. Who? Same Purushottam, same Sri Ram. And this, his nail, and he killed the demon with his nails. Once when the god's mother Aditi prayed to him on seeing that her son Indra was being deprived of his kingdom, then he took here all the avatars are being talked about. Vamanatvam upagamya yachtrya, क्या लिखा है? याच्या चाहरत पुनः दृष्ट क्षत्रिय भूभार निवृत्यै भार्गवो भवत स एव जगतां नाथ इदानीं रामतां गतः रावणादीनि रक्षांसि कोटिशो निहनिष्यति. He says that at that time he had assumed Aditi was the mother of gods. Diti, she was the mother of asuras. So this Aditi, when she saw that her son Indra was, his kingdom had been taken away. By whom? By King Bali, who was also very, he was a asura, but has a big heart. He was the grandson of Prahlad. The grandson of Prahlad. And so lot of qualities of Prahlad were there. He looked up to Prahladji and everything. So he had, because of his punya, he had, taking the name of the Lord, he had built up the capacity to defeat Indra. And then Aditi prayed to the Purushottam, please save my son because he's your brother, you only are manifesting through him. And then she said, the Vamanatvam upagamya yachaharat punaha. At that time, he had assumed the form of the Vamana. Vamana is the dwarf. This is also when we see Matsya avatar, Varaha avatar, Narsimha avatar, and now Vamana avatar. As you go through this various avatar, first was the fish. It is. Then came the boar. Boar is which can live in water, which can live in earth also. Fish can only live in water. Then from boar it came to half man and half lion. Now it is coming to a dwarf man, dwarf boy, dwarf human. And slowly, slowly, if you want to you think about theory of evolution, this is the theory of evolution. That from the water, slowly on the land, then on the land, half man, half lion, then now Batu Vaman avatar. After Vaman avatar will come Parshuram. Parshuram, he is again a Brahmin but behaving as a Kshatriya. In Ram avatar, Ram is a Kshatriya but behaving as a Brahmin. And because he was very calm, cool, collected, no aggression. Whereas Parshuram, born as a Brahmin, but always on fire, ready to fight, ready to take revenge, ready to be ready to wield the axe to punish the wrongdoers. Then after that, who came? After that came Sri Ramchandraji. Then came Sri Buddha. Then next Kalki is coming. Maybe already born, who knows. And he had assumed the form of the Batu, mendicant Vaman, and had begged to retrieve the kingdom from him. And that Vaman, he went and said, because there Bali Maharaj had promised that anyone who comes to the Havan Kund, he was doing the Ashwamedh Yajna, if he had completed that, he would become the next Indra. And just when he was doing the last one, in the middle of the last one, Vamandev came there and he said, won't you give, and Bali Maharaj saw him and came to with arrogance, because he had given so much wealth to so many people. And when this young boy came, he says, tell me, what do you want? I have everything. That's how he spoke to the Vaman, Chota Vaman. Chota Vaman means Vaman of the Vamandev. Vamandev said, I am a small boy. What is my need? Not much. But now that you are taking a vow, if you have taken a vow that you will give me all I want, first you take a sankalpa. I'll tell you what I need. He says, what sankalpa? He says, you take the water and promise that you will give me what I want. He says, okay, take. At that time, Guru Shukracharya tried to trouble him, got into the pot, and he pierced his eye. Since then, he's having one less eye. And when he took the sankalpa, Vamandeji said that I just want 3 steps of your land, because Bali was the ruler of the 3 worlds. He said, only 3 steps, man, you should ask me something more. 3 steps is nothing. Come on, I'll give you more. No, I want only 3 steps. Okay, take. And immediately that small dwarf Vamandev increased his form. In one hand, he covered the Bhur Bhuasva. All the 3 worlds he covered. Nothing was left for Bali to rule. And in 2 steps he covered everything. Then he said, hey, what do I do with my 3rd step? Your boon, the third, I got no place to keep my third step. What do we do? And at that time, that great Bali Maharaj, grandson of Prahlad, he immediately realized that he's standing in front of the Purushottam himself, and he says, "You please, the most I was coming with arrogance that I have everything to give you, but in 2 steps you have covered everything, and now nothing is left to call my own except my own ego. Please put your third step on my head and crush my ego." And he put it on his head. He was pushed down into the Patal Lok, and there the Lord alone himself is standing there as the guard to protect Bali from Indra, so that in the next cycle of creation, Bali becomes the king of heaven. That's the story. In order to destroy the tyrannical Kshatriya, where are we? Assumed the form Vaman and had begged to retrieve the kingdom of him. In order to destroy the tyrannical Kshatriya kings, he became the sage Bhrigu's son Parshuram. I already told you, as Parshuram, because of the Sahasrarjun and I think and his sons, they troubled their father and mother, and when the pain of losing his parents made Parshuram learn the martial arts, and his favorite weapon was the Parshu, the axe, the battle axe. And with that, he killed the Kshatriyas who had become very arrogant for 21 times and rid the earth of them. The same Lord of the universe has appeared in the form of Sri Ram now. Sa eva jagatam natha idanim ramatam gataha. The same Purushottam is come in the form of Sri Ram. For what purpose? Ravanadini rakshansi kotisho nihanishyati. And the purpose for his incarnation in this birth as Sri Ram is to slay the Ravana, Rakshansi, to protect the people. The purpose of every avatar is only one. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkartam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. It's only to protect the dharma, to protect the sadhus, to destroy the evil and re-establish the dharma. That is the only purpose. And here Ravan is totally against the dharma. He's troubling the sadhus. He is not allowing them to study the scriptures. He is burning away the havans by desecrating them. And therefore, he had to be removed from the equation. And along with him, all the other Kotisho Nihanishyati. Kotisho means all the other millions of Rakshasas along with Ravan had to be killed. Manushenaiva maranam tasya drushtam duratmanaha rajnya dasharathenapi tapasaradhito harihi putravatva kankshaya vishnoho tada putro bhavadharihi sa eva vishnu shri ramo ravanadivadhayahi gantadyaiva vanam ramo Laxmanena sahayavan esha Sita harer maya srushti sthityantakarini. The evil souls, Ravana's death is destined at the hands of human beings, of a human being, because Ravan, he had done tapasya and he had asked from Brahmaji that may I be killed. I do not want to be killed by anything that is flying, anything by animal kingdom, God kingdom, and all the Patal kingdom. And when Brahmaji said, what about human beings? Ravan said, human beings, they are tuchha. I am not afraid of them. They are my dust of my feet. I am not afraid of them, so I don't need to be protected by them. So Brahmaji said, Tathastu, same Purushottam Bhagwan, fulfilling the wish or desire of Ravana in the form of Brahmaji. Same Purushottam Bhagwan in the form of Vishnu, taking the form of Sri Ram and destroying Ravana, who has got a boon of invincibility. Is it not a play or what? And we become too serious. At the hands of a human being. King Dasharatha, in his previous life, had propitiated Lord Vishnu with severe austerities and penances, so that he takes birth in the farmer's household. Because Dasharath and Kausalya, they are none other than Manu and Shatrupa in the present form, and they had taken they had done the penance and asked Sri Vishnu to take birth in their family many lifetimes before, and that is becoming fulfilled now in the form of Sri Ram. That is why the Lord Saheva Vishnu Sri Ramo Ravana Di Vadhayahi. That is why Lord has taken birth as his son. That Lord Vishnu is Sri Ram now. There is no doubt about it. Acha, ye pehle wali line hai. But Saheva, and he has taken the birth for what? That he, only to kill Ravana. And here when he says Gantadhyaiva Vanam Ramo Laxmanena Sahayavan, and Sri Ram is going to go to the forest along with Lakshmana for making this possible. Esha Sita Harer Maya Srishti Sthityanta Karini, and this Sita is the personification of Lord's Maya, which creates, sustains and annihilates the world. So who is this Adi Shakti? Who is this Yoga Maya? Who is this empirical power? Who is this delusory power? She is the one who makes everything, who creates everything, who maintains everything, and who annihilates everything. How? As Sattva, she creates with the Rajas Shakti, she maintains with the Sattvic Shakti, and she destroys with the Tamasic Shakti. When she that Yoga Maya, when she is unmanifest, then there is only Purushottam. He is also unmanifest. But when Yoga Maya manifests as Rajas, that Purushottam with reference to Yoga Maya as Rajas Yoga Maya is called as Brahmaji. That Purushottam with reference to Yoga Maya in Sattva form is called as Vishnu. And that Purushottam with reference to Yoga Maya in the form of Tamas is called as Rudra. And the cycle of creation goes on. But remember, it's a delusion. It's her delusory power. Means it is happening but nothing is happening. And therefore it is called a Leela. But we as human beings, we take life so serious. My family, my children, my parents, my life, my body, my senses, my. So this way, Vamdev ji is revealing the secret of Ram, Laxman and Sita ji to all the denizens of Ayodhya, all the people of Ayodhya who are none other than the sadhus themselves, because as I explained before, or is explaining this to the sadhus that don't lament, don't complain, don't cry, don't lose hope, because the truth is, it is that Purushottam, it is that Yogamaya, it is that Sheshnag who have come to get the work done, the job done, and the job is the Paritranaya Sadhunam, and that will be performed by killing of Ravana, Kumbhakarna, what is what is his name? The son of Ravana, Meghnad, Indrajit. And in this way, the secret was told to the people. Rajava Kaikayi Vapi Natra Karanamandvapi Purvedyur Narada Praha Bhumara Haranaya Cha Ramopyaha Swayam Sakshat Chavo Gamishyamyaham Vanam Ato Ramam Samuddishya Chintam Tyajata Balishaha Rama Rameti Ye Nityam Japanti Manuja Bhuvi Tesham Mrityu Bhayadini Na Bhavanti Kadachana. How beautiful. The Kaikai or king, the king or Kaikai are not in the least the cause of his exile. See what Bamdeji is saying? Stop bad mouthing the king, stop bad mouthing Kaikai. We already know in the story before that it was on the behest of the Devatas, by the permission of Brahmaji, that Saraswati ji went and sat on the tongue of Manthara and then Kaikai. So these words came out. Leela, story has to continue, drama has to continue. Just like the director tells the actors that this is the dialogue you have to say. Same way, who's the director? Saraswati ji was told to sit on the tongue of Manthara and Kaikai. This is what has to come out. Otherwise, Ramchandra ji will get lost in the day-to-day business of running the kingdom, and the world will continue to be troubled by Ravana. And therefore, don't blame King Dasharatha or Kaikai, because they are not the reasons, they are not the cause. It is not because of them that Ram, Laxman and Sita are going to exile. It was only yesterday that sage Narada had pleaded with him, Sri Ram, to remove the burden of the earth by killing the demons. Ramchandra ji was reminded, Purvedyu Naradah Praha Bhumara Haranaya Cha. He had requested Ramchandra ji to lessen the burden of the earth by killing these asuras, these rakshasas, in the form of Ravan, Kumbhakarna, etc. Ramopyaha Swayam Sakshat Chavo Gamishyamyaham Vanam. At that time, Sri Ram had assured him himself that he would go to the forest the next day. Hence, all of you should not worry for Sri Ram. So, this was not told before, but Vamdev ji is telling. So, that means before the announcement of coronation of Sri Ram, this dialogue between Sri Ram and Narad ji has taken place, and Narad ji was assured by Sri Ram, and then the events started unfolding of their own. This is being at the right place at the right time for the purpose that has to be carried out. See? No manipulation. Living simply, living in the moment, surrendered to the divine principle, by being the divine principle, knowing Nana Chidra Ghatorudar Sadha. Mahadeepa Prabha Bhaswaram. That Lord, that effulgent Lord, that divine effulgence is ever shining through this equipment, through this body. through this vehicle, through the mind, through the intellect, through the senses. It is that light alone which is illuminating the whole world. That Ramchandra ji is doing. There's how it will unfold, how it will not unfold, that is not his problem. Narad ji came, yes, it will happen. He reminded the purpose to Sri Ramji, he accepted it, he says, yes, certainly. He did not know that he will go to the forest as a sannyasi. He just assured, आया था ये, this episode came before. He just assured Naraji and says, yes, tomorrow only I will start taking action towards this. But before tomorrow came, the whole creation concocted a plan so that the glory only comes to Sri Ram. He went without an army. He goes only with Sita ji and Laxman ji. He goes without only his bow and arrow. Goes bare feet, no chariot. To fight that great demon king. A life of opulence will not prepare the young prince to fight against him. He has to toughen up. And that toughening up is the 13 years of sannyas. That toughening up is the tapasya of a yogi. Then you are a sannyasi. Then you are able to endure. Then your threshold of pain, the threshold of bearing, the forbearance level. You remember Shatka Sampati? Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, endurance. You don't endure by complaining about life. You endure joyfully with faith in Lord. Then Samadhan comes. Samadhan doesn't come continuously complaining about the world for every small thing. He didn't do this, he didn't do that. Why did you speak like that to me? I thought you were a good person. I thought you were a bad person. Where is our attention? Tapasya is required. Tapasya. So, we may have read Tulsidas Ji's Ramayan, we may have read the Valmiki's Ramayan, but here in Adhyatma Ramayan, see this one small line, Purvodhyur Narada Praha Bhumara Haranaya Cha. So before the coronation, Narad ji has already approached Sri Ram to remind him, and this again the gods had told Narad ji to do so. And Ramchandra ji assured Narad ji that I will carry out the job for which to lessen the burden of the earth. And the whole sequence of events unfolds. Ato Ramam Samudishya Chintam Tyajata Balishaha. What did he say? At that time, Sri Ram assured himself that he would go to the forest next day. So, he had assured Narad ji. Hence, all of you should not worry for Sri Ram. Vamdev ji is telling all the sadhus of Ayodhya that don't worry, it was Ramchandra ji's own decision. What you are seeing taking place is only as the destiny would have it. It's the play of Maya. It's the play of Sita ji. Rama Rameti ye nityam japanti manuja bhuvi. And what is the final instruction to all these sadhus? Rama Rameti ye nityam japanti manuja bhuvi. Hence, all of you should not worry for Sri Ram. And in this world, those people who constantly chant Ram, 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 do not have any fear of death, etc., of any kind. Tesham mrityu bhayadini. Such people who are continuously nityam japanti. What japanti? Nityam japanti, continuously chanting what? Ram, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, or just Ram, Ram, Ram. They do not have any fear of the death. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnum Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityo Mrityum Namamyaham. Who is that Ram, that Purushottam Sri Ram alone is manifesting as the Narsimha avatar. And who is this Narsimha avatar? Mrityor Mrityum. He is the death of the death himself. Chant the name of the Lord. Ram, Ram, Ram. Because there is nothing else in this world other than Ram. Sita ji herself said that in the first chapter. He alone is. He is the eternal one. So there is nothing to worry. So here Vamdev ji is telling the people, the sadhus, don't worry for Sri Ram. Don't have fear for Sri Ram and Sita ji. What will happen to them? Because they are the Purushottam and the Yogamaya and the Sheshnag. What can happen to them? Because of them, the whole world is functioning. So instead, what should we do? Instead of worrying about Sri Ram and Laxman and Sita, what you should all do? Keep chanting the Ram mantra and quell the fear from your mind for them as well as for everything else. In this manner, our Vamdevji Maharaj reveals the secret of Sri Ram, Laxman and Sita to the Ayodhyavasi, the people of Ayodhya, and puts their mind at rest. And what happens thereafter, what unfolds as Ramchandraji, Laxman and Sita are going, and we'll look at it in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Bolo Siyawar Ramachandra ki jai, Pavan Sutta Hanuman ki jai, Umapati Mahadev ki jai, Bolo Bhai Sab Santan ki jai. Namah Parvati Pataye. Har Har Mahadev.